What is up, beautiful people? My name is Joanna and welcome back to YouTube. Let's be really real right now. I spent most of today feeling like an utter failure. Even in this moment, as I'm showing up to this video, I feel like an utter failure. And I'm still showing up because honestly, that's like just what I'm doing for myself these days. and that's also like partially what I want to talk about today. I am like a week into dog sitting all alone in the mountains of Virginia, and a week plus into no scrolling and like no social media, more or less, beyond like my putting out of my own content. And oh my gosh, I guess we're exactly where we should be in this point. But wow, I didn't realize how much of my validation was actually coming from the internet. Not even just posting content, because I don't even post that much content, but just like the interaction, I guess. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. But there has been so much coming up. And like part of what I want to share today is that like this happened to me when I took alcohol away as well. And if you've been around, I took alcohol away in February of this year and still have not reintroduced it. And it was from the same place of why I gave up scrolling, which was really just to let go of the vice, let go of the thing that I felt like was like I was leaning on for like emotional support, even though it wasn't actually emotionally, like, you know, some false belief, but like, you know, a coping mechanism. I was using it way too much as a coping mechanism, and I just got to this place where I had to let it go. And when I let it go, there was also this moment that all of this stuff, like so much stuff in February came about and like came bubbling up to the surface because it was no longer being numbed by the coping mechanism of alcohol. And that same sort of thing is happening again now that I'm taking scrolling out of the equation. And I wasn't expecting that much to happen. Like, I knew I went to the apps for connection and like somewhat for the avoidance of the whole entire thing, but I didn't realize how much was like wrapped up in the external validation, because like also the overwhelming theme over the last week is feeling like such a failure. And I don't know like what, like if I don't really know how much the two are connected, but in my mind, they somewhat are connected, because like the feeling like a failure went up the moment I stopped interacting and scrolling, which is interesting because it's just scrolling. It's not like I'm like, you know, posting content. This is so weird to me. But anyways, I am finding a lot of value in the no scrolling. Like, oh my gosh, now I don't even really want to get back up on the applications, and like I keep on going on them every single day, but like popping off of them, mostly going on to check messages or anything like that. But it's been really good for me already. And while it has been very good, again, it is bringing up so much because I am letting go, and I'm no longer like spending so much time wasting so much time just like scrolling my life away, more or less, because I'm like trying to fill some void. So now I'm like, the void is more or less coming to the surface. And so it's really raw. It's very real. What I didn't process is that in letting go of scrolling, there would probably be a lot coming up, and there would probably be so much coming up around it because I was spending so much time scrolling, particularly on TikTok. Like, I don't even want to tell you, I've wasted so much time, and it became such a bad habit, and that is why I decided to do it in the first place. But I just like, what I wasn't processing is how much has come to the surface that is also making it so that I'm like not wanting to show up to actually record for the YouTube and like show up to these videos that I committed to doing. And I also like, I am in a season of being committed to myself and like making and being and like actually showing the commitments that I am making to myself. And like, you know, I'm very good at keeping deadlines that I have for other people, but not for my own company. And so this YouTube challenge is partially me honoring the deadlines, the commitments, and like really being the woman who can show up for that type of thing, the businesswoman who can show up for that type of thing. Also, yes, the dog that I'm watching is in the background barking at butterfly shadows. So I'm coming here and I have spent most of the day feeling like an utter failure, and I am very proud of myself for like still showing up here and still actually sharing something. And I don't even know if it's of any value at all whatsoever to anybody out there. I always am skeptical about that. But I also needed to like actually commit to what it is that I committed to myself to do, because you know what would make me feel like more of a failure is me not showing up to do these YouTubes. So then what, I would find myself tomorrow then spiraling again because I didn't actually follow through the way that I said I would. And it's like, I would have probably posted a short, still gotten a video out there, but like, I have a whole strategy around this YouTube situation challenge, and I'm really proud of my strategy. And I wanted to honor the strategy. And I was coming up with all these excuses around why I couldn't sit down today, right now, and record this current video with you because I felt like a failure. And so, rather than walking around feeling like a failure, I just decided to make that the theme of the video. And also the theme of the video is not necessarily me feeling like a failure, but just like to show up to the commitments so that you don't feel like a fucking failure. Excuse my French, but I do feel like quite a failure quite often, and it's partially because I've continued to break commitments with myself, which is why I'm partially here recording this. I also want to implore you that if you are like really turning to something, or even somebody out of some sort of coping mechanism, like I implore you I invite you to take a month away from it minimum, and then gauge whether or not you want to reintroduce it, because letting go of alcohol absolutely changed my life. It is the most profound transformation of this whole entire year. And shifting away from scrolling is giving me so much more time back and so much more of my peace back, quite honestly. Even though it's bringing up so much to the surface and so much is coming up, it's also, I have so much more peace than I did a few weeks ago. And it's very interesting in that way. And the thing is that the biggest thing is that my brand, me as a human being, I am all about the real thing and honoring, which means honesty, and all about I'm all about authenticity, right? So it's like I couldn't come here and like record a long form video to you and like not actually convey what it was that was truly present for me around feeling like a failure all day long, and also like having all this stuff coming up around not scrolling and like having everything happening. So I'm gonna keep this brief. I'm not gonna go that long, but that's my like 1 week update of all of this stuff. I'll keep you guys updated throughout this process because it's been really fascinating. But once again, I invite you to take some time away from your vices, because doing so will glean you so much information. Because yes, it like brings up so much, but you're no longer numbing yourself from things, and so much more can come to your awareness because you actually gave it space to come into your awareness, right? Like without letting go of the thing, we can't understand its impact truly, right? So it's very powerful to do. And you know, it's not unlike taking a person out of our lives. We don't understand the true impact of like breaking up with somebody or, you know, cutting somebody out of our life until they're like actually out of our life. Same deal with like any one of your vices, and any one of them is going to feel like drug withdrawal. And I can say that without a doubt. And with that, I'm going to leave it at that. We will continue to keep you updated, and thank you so much for watching this YouTube. I absolutely love you, and if you liked this video, please be sure to subscribe, keep the updates, and also my tidy guide coming out very soon. I'm very excited about this. Otherwise known as the How to Live Your Best Life Without Escaping Your Reality guide. It's a very long title though, so we just call it the tidy guide. And like, yes, tidy, and it might not be, you might not think it goes together. It goes together. I love you.